So many of you may have seen the video where I made an airspeed indicator using the drawing capabilities of Air Manager 3.0 that was adjustable by the end user, where the scale graduations could be adjusted and the color bars on the airspeed indicator could be adjusted. So I was thinking, why not make a few more instruments? So the next one I've tried here is a tachometer, and I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to create a panel here, and I'm going to add the instrument that I made here, and we'll find it here, adjustable tachometer. And I am going to open, well, first, before I do, I want to show you how the properties work here. As you can see down here, under user properties, we have, I have to grab the instrument there, and here's the way it works. You can adjust the, whether it shows a background panel, the color of the background panel, you can put a color or hex color in there, whether the screws are shown, whether the bezel is shown, whether it's a multi or single engine aircraft, you'll see that. You can put the lowest RPM to be shown, the highest RPM to be shown, the spacing of the major graduations and the labeling, the number of minor graduations between each major graduation, then a red line speed, a yellow arc starting speed, and then the starting of the green arc. And then, of course, the size. Now let's take a look at this with the default settings. You can see now it's set for multi-engine. Just so happens we have a Beech Baron here. So as you can see, I can push up each throttle. But look at this. If I push the throttle up, it goes beyond the red line because that's not what the settings are for this particular airplane. So what I'm going to do is come up here and look at what they are. It looks like about 2750 maybe, and the green arc starts at 2000. So let's close this panel. Let's go back here to the instrument and set that. We said we wanted to start the red arc, the red line at 2750. The starting of the yellow is not, it's not there, so we'll put 2750 so that it will start at the same, just at the same place as the red line. And we said it started at about but the green arc started at 2000, so that's already in there. So then we go on down, and or we say we'll show the bezel. The lowest RPM is 0. The highest RPM is 35. So we'll say 3,500. And the spacing between where it's, you can see there's a 5. Every 5 is the spacing of the major graduation. So we'll put 500. It is already. And how many graduations between each space? There's 5, so that's the same as the so 5, and that's got all the things. So now let's open this up, and you'll see that we have here 0, 35, labeling and major graduations every 500, and so we have a workable tachometer for that aircraft. If we come back down here to the throttles, we can play with that. Now let me just show you what happens if you were to let's just play around with these just briefly here on the changes. Let's first of all show you what happens when we go. I did show you there's on each needle there's a left and a right needle for the multi-engine. If we go to back here to where it says multi-engine and uncheck that, now when we operate this thing, we have to close it and restart it. You can see there's only one needle. So for a single engine airplane, you'd only have one needle, and it would be running on off a throttle, engine number 1, obviously. But you can see, okay, and let me show you some of the other little features here. If we set the, for example, let's say we wanted to have only 2 graduations per per major graduation, and then we'll close that and open it again. And you can see there's 2 graduations, and you can see the options there include 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. Let's just try 10 for the heck of it, and you'll see close and reopen it. The cool thing is once you build a panel with these, there's almost too many lines on that, obviously every 50, but if you had a spacing, let's say we changed the major spacing from 500, let's go here, 500 to major inner RPMs for major graduation spacing. Let's move that to 1,000, and then if we have 10 spaces, it would be every 100. So you can see there's a lot of flexibility. You can make this thing, you can put the red line and the green and the yellow lines wherever you want them. You can set all the to create the starting and stopping point of the thing. Like let's say you wanted to start the RPMs at 500. I gave it an option of 0, 500. We wanted 2,500 for the max RPMs. We wanted to have spacings every 500, and we'll use 5 per. And we'll set the red line at 2,500, the yellow line at 25, let's say 2,400, and 1,500 for the start of the green arc. And we'll close that down, and oops, what did I do wrong? Oh, I see. I think I put a wrong value in here. 1,500. Oh, I got the red line at 6,000, and I meant to say 2,500. So there we go. So garbage in, garbage out. If you set it right, it'll work fine. But if you do put values that don't make sense, you may get some garbage looking things. But as long as the red line is higher than the yellow start point, and the yellow start point is greater than the green start point, it'll put them in this order. And as I said, you can eliminate the yellow by just placing it the same number as the red. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to get this finalized, and we'll post it on the store. And then I'm going to start working on a manifold gauge, and then I'm going to try to come up with a set of instrument gauges for oil pressure and those things, so that the basic engine instruments can be modified and the color arcs set for individuals who want to set them up for a certain airplane and they don't want to spend the time creating graphics and writing things. And we're going to try to make them all match so that eventually we'll have a complete set of generic instruments. That's all. Have a happy new year. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thanks a lot. Have a good evening.